All right, so I kind of wanted to work on this thing a little bit, and I don't have the metal yet, of course, for the frame pieces or any of that, but I have a lot of things that I can do now that I kind of know what I'm going to do. So I can actually do some work on these corners and get that part kind of figured out right now while I got it off. One of the things I noticed is the battery tray is kind of intact. How weird is that, right? You guys see right here. You know, how many times are the battery trays still there? And it's just got a hole in it in a couple places. But what I can do is cut it out, take it out of there, and then since it's there and intact, I could easily use that for a pattern, couldn't I? And I could just make one. And I could make that one, and then check this out. I mean, half of this one's here. So why couldn't I just put another piece of metal underneath here and then kind of replicate that bend and get it close enough? What do you think? Save some money. That's $100 or over $100 with tax for both sides, battery trays. And you know, I got the nice shape of these where the sharper corner. So that'd be pretty easy to do. The other thing that needs to be done is I need to remove like this part right here off of here, and then this part's in really good shape on these corners I got. You'd think these things were just junked out, but they're really not too bad. They have the place for the early tail lights in them. So what I was thinking on that is just trying to think of how I'm going to do it. Put that section in, so I'll have the patterns already cut out for that and craft it into this. The problem is to get the height in the right place. Still trying to figure that out, because what I could do is make this corner, you know, basically ready to go on, and then I could actually put it on without, you know, I could even cut this part out right here, because I'm going to replace all of that with that other part. The other thing I can do is I can kind of roll off some of this sheet metal, see if it'll come off of there without, I don't want to bang on it out here, it's too loud. But the plasma cutter is not that loud, but banging on it's loud, and I don't want to use it'd be really easy if I just use the panel cutter to take that right off, but that's just too noisy out here. I don't have anybody to help me push it in the garage, so I was just thinking I could cut off these and cut that one out up there and use the parts and make pieces to fix right here. I kind of want to do that. I'd have to cut it off and then leave it off. I kind of want to do that when, I'm not sure how that's going to make the pump fall out, or, you know, I could take that off, but I'm just going to leave it on for now. I could cut this off and just do those sections, and it might be best to do that when it's off. It might be easier if I just, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I guess if I cut this one, that one, in the top of that one, because all three of these are bad on the ends, then I could just pull this whole section out and then take the corner out and then put the whole piece in. I'm kind of going to do some weird stuff too that you guys might think is a little bit different. I'm not sure when I'm going to get the frame rail stuff, which I'll probably, depends on whether the place I get my metal from has it in stock. But I could also cut across here and get my piece ready for that, see if that's any good. And I could cut this whole thing out right here and then make my piece that goes behind that, so that would be all ready. Yeah, just got a mark on here. I think what I'll do is I'll just mark up here with a paint marker where it goes. Might make it easy, huh? I could use also, because I have this side together, I could measure from there over. But remember, on a VW, look at, everything's round. So you got to be careful where you measure from. So that's why some guy says to measure everything, and I'm like, well, where, from where, and then to where. And, you know, it's better to just use the reference on the other side. It's really the only way to do it right, you know. And then just make the parts and put them in and do 1/2 at a time. I'll have all this done. I'll make this little piece here. I can actually cut this off right here and make, I don't know if I might get the same bend on my sheet metal bender, but even if I, you know, on my I don't have the same size, what's it called, for this machine here. All I have is this smaller bead for the bead roller. So, I mean, I could do that, just put a bead along there and probably be good enough. Or just not put a bead, you know. Really what was that for? What that was for is to keep this panel from warping while they were manufacturing it. So if it had a bead along there, if it didn't have that bead, it would get warped and they would have trouble trying to tuck it underneath the other one when they were manufacturing it. So that's why they put it there. You kind of get the feel of that. They do a lot of things on purpose, and they just do it randomly at ideas. So anyway, we'll move on, and I'll let you guys check out what I'm doing. All right, let's take a look at what's done. So I got the battery tray out of there on that one. It took a little while to get that one out. But if you look here, I've got this weld edge here. If I want to make the panel, I can make it with that. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Easiest and cheapest, right? Got to balance it out. So I got this all treated. This one, the other one's got to be washed still. It has some dirt in there. When I just hit it with the wire brush, you can just see the the dirt lays, and then I got to wash it real good. I washed this one already, so that one's about ready to go. Let's take a look at our battery tray. Where is it? Well, I can decide to put this, put a bolt in here and recess that thing if I want to. If I want to make a little thing like that, I can. I don't know if I will. I might just, I did them before, did a couple before like this, so I just made them like that. Sometimes what I can even do too is if I don't want it to kind of look like that, I can just cut another square, Is my battery going to fit in that? I don't know if I'm running 6 volt, 12 volt. If it's 6 volt, it might. If it's 12 volt, it probably won't. So, most of us don't have battery hold downs. I think most people with the buses don't, but anyway, I can just do it flat, or I can just put the square on there and recess it, whatever I want to do. I haven't decided yet. So, honestly, when the battery's sitting on there, you're gonna notice. Nope, I don't think so. You don't really look around there anyway. So I got my little mud flap patterns. I think they're a little bit different on these than on the buses, because I know the corner's got a different roundness to it, so I don't know. I figured I better use that one. Came off a single cab, so I just used that one that was there. Pattern it out, and I'll just cut that with the plasma cutter. You saw I do that pretty quick. It only takes about a few seconds to do. Cutting around the corners is a little trickier. You gotta have a little finessing going on there. On brand new metal, it's easier than if it's, especially when it's old rusty stuff. It just catches, and you're having all kinds of problem with that. So anyway, I just thought I'd make a quick video on this stuff, make a little short one maybe here, and let you guys check it out. I might be out of town while this is going on when you're watching this, so I figure I better have something up there. Talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.